We'll go ahead and try this again. I had my mic muted. Well, just in case you didn't think I made mistakes, well, I just made one. So what we're doing right now is going straight live to YouTube. What I'd like you to do, if you're watching this, leave a comment or a reaction or something like that. I'm testing the feed to make sure I have all the kinks worked out before Nancy L.T. Hamilton shows up tomorrow. I don't want to spend time doing T-Rex technical stuff on when we're supposed to be having an interview. We're supposed to be having people ask questions. So if you would please, if you're watching from YouTube right now, go ahead and leave a comment, a like, a reaction, something like that, anything you can. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are. And then we'll go ahead and use this as also an opportunity to talk about a few of my favorite books. What we have is, I think I did a book review on, down on my chair, on stone setting. And that went over relatively well. So what I'd like to do is talk a little bit more about some of the other books I have in my collection. By no means or any purpose do I, I may have them on my affiliate link, but a lot of them you have to look on eBay and that kind of thing in order to find. So what we're going to do is go ahead and talk about, hey, what's going on? San Antonio, Gordo, Calgary, Canada. Nice. My father came from Canada, actually BC. He immigrated as a kid, so I'm eligible for dual. So love Canada. Haven't been to Calgary yet. Thank you for watching Adele from San Antonio. So basically what we're going to do is, it looks like my comments and everything are coming over from YouTube, I presume, since that's where I'm streaming directly to. So looks like we're going to be able to have comments and questions that people can ask tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, when Nancy L.T. Hamilton is here chatting it up. So Nancy and I met each other this last year in Tucson, when Tucson, was happening. So we hit it off relatively quickly, in that we both have quirky and similar senses of humor. So we spent a lot of time giggling at dinner while everyone else was talking. It's going to be fun. There's going to be quite a bit of humor, but think of questions that you may want to ask Nancy when she shows up tomorrow, and that way we can go ahead and put them all in there. You guys can have like a live Q&A. If you haven't had a chance to talk to Nancy before, it's a lot of fun to listen to her philosophy of things, and she's funny, so can't be half bad, right? Let's get into some books. So as you're watching, if you guys have any questions about any of the books here, or any books that I may have read, don't show right here, I may have them right over there in my bookcase. So let's go ahead and use this as just a fun little live book club. We're doing book club, Line Punch Forge book club. Maybe a regular occurring thing. I think we should do that. So first book is a new one to me. I had my friend Michelle Lierre of Lierre Filigree. She lives up north from me. She is featured in the same gallery I am in Cle Elum, Washington. Pacific Crest Creatives, ran by Charity at Ghost Town Metalworks. Check them out. Awesome people. But Michelle Lierre told me about this book as she was seeing some of the stuff I was posting on Instagram. So the book is Textile Techniques in Metal, and it's made by Arlene Fish. This is the book. And the reason I like it is because she talks about basically textile textures and how to recreate them using wire and sheet and all that kind of stuff. So I'll show you some pictures here. So these are all done with wire. And essentially, a lot of the designs are just all over the place. There's contemporary, there's traditional, there's functional wire basket weaving. Let's see. Find one of my favorite looking ones here real fast. One of the ones that I'd really like to try is this, I think it's called an Afghan link or something like that. Let me find it real quick. It is very intriguing to me because of the way that it's constructed. And if you guys are watching some of the other videos, some of the construction that I want to do with this stuff is going to be made super fun and easy using the pulse arc welder. So if you haven't checked out the videos using the Orion 200i, please do, because some of these wire techniques and soldering and stuff are going to be very beneficial for these type of designs. And as I'm talking and trying to find the exact picture I want to show, please bear with me. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments. A lot of this stuff, a lot of these books just aren't super mainstream. You don't see them on the library shelf. So I mean, this one's about crocheting metal, weaving, braiding. I did some fun stuff. Interlinking, I think, is the one I was wanting to try. Let's see. I have a feeling I've passed it already, but we'll go ahead and try one more time, and then I'll move on and show some other pictures here. The great part of this is that if you start off in wire wrapping or beading, wire becomes relatively familiar to you. So moving into a technique like this isn't going to be such a large stretch. The fun part, here it is. The fun part of a lot of the wire stuff is that if you have a rolling mill, you can do your weaving, you can do your braiding. What's up, Randy? Go meow. How are you? You can do your weaving and your braiding, and then you can roll it through the mill to create a different pattern. Same thing could be done with twisting wire. So you just take a couple strands of wire, twist them together. I really like the braiding aspect of them, and then I can compress them and then twist and shape and all that kind of stuff. So this is a sample of what they call an interlocking structure from Yemen, and this is kind of what I'd like to do here. All three of these are basically the same, but this design with a twisted kind of coiled spring-like wire and then a center wire that links them all together. These center wires could be pulse arc welded to the linkage, and I've seen other people create rings or bracelets that are all linked together using that type of structure. So there's a lot of possibilities using that type of weave and a lot of the other weaves in this. So if you have a chance to search for it, I recommend this book, Textile Techniques and Metal. Amazing. I spend hours just kind of looking through it and finding something new every single time. So here we go. There's book number 1. Ugh. I need more coffee. Any of you guys bring coffee? Would have been nice to, have coffee. Book number 2. So the next 2 books are more of a compilation of things, not necessarily a book about book about gemstone settings. They're not like an individual skill set book. They're a book with multiple skills, multiple practices, multiple styles, and that's one reason why I like them. One of them is just about contemporary jewelry. We're gonna do my favorite one last, but as you can see, this book has been ridden hard and put away moldy. I got this one used and absolutely love it. I had to temporarily rebind the side with some duct tape, but eventually I plan on restoring that and creating its own kind of like leather bound sleeve. So I have many leather bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany. This book, besides being moldy and broken down, the pages are in fantastic condition. But there's stuff in here that shows like Art Nouveau, very contemporary designs, bending. Let's see if I can find a good picture here. This is the kind of stuff that this book has. Talking about forming shapes, talking about casting. There's a section in here for filigree, how to lay out elements, that kind of thing. But it does go over a whole herd of skills. The one thing that I like about this one compared to others is that it touches mostly on contemporary designs, whereas some of the other ones just like all across the board. I'm not much into designing my stuff in a contemporary style, but what you have is that kind of work where it's, you know, it's different, it's unique, it's very art jewelry is kind of what I would call it. A lot of they call like a statement pieces. There you go. Like these guys. Very much a statement piece. So I like this book because it has some interesting stone setting, like that pen there, the ring that you just saw with the square band. And it was a it doesn't say what stone it is. Oh yeah, it does. Peridot. So a lot of the stuff is kind of this. I like the book because it's different. I don't have a whole lot of other books with this type of style in it. So I found this one used on eBay. I got it up, said, hey, let's give it a try. Took it out of the box and the cover fell off. Like I said, page is still good, all that kind of fun stuff. And man, it's still usable. Now, I want to see if there's anything else I want to share before I get into my favorite book. Let's see. Generally, I have so many books that it's hard to really pick. I think that I'm just going to stick it with the 3, and that way when I've tested to see if the comments are coming through for Nancy tomorrow. Yeah, let's play. This is my most favorite book. Why is it blurry? Is that me? Am I blurry? I think it's the way it's the cover. Jewelry, Concepts, and Technology. It's got like a double-lined kind of thing, and the camera thinks that it's blurry. That's funny. But Jewelry, Concepts, and Technology. This, as you can see, is a thick book and also very used. The fun thing about this book is that, let's see, I'm just going to go over a couple of the title headings here. Let's see, we're doing acknowledgments, contents, the messages of jewelers, why we wear ornaments, the means of creation, working environment, facilities and implements, metal and the raw, basic technique, sheet metal, wire, tubing, surface ornamentation without heat, surface ornamentation with heat, fabrication, casting, natural materials and jewelry, stones and their settings, metal finishing, metallic coating techniques, metallic buildup techniques, coloring metals, standard weights, measurements, and tables, and then you have a big thing of glossaries and all that kind of stuff. So the book is kind of an all-encompassing, amazing book. Jewelry concepts and technology. Now let me find some just general pictures in here. I'll show you. One moment, please. So it goes over quite a bit of not only jewelry types, but cultures. Let's see. Talks about fertility jewelry. Talks about tools. Mining gold. How to lower your gold quality to 14K. How to raise your gold quality from 18K. These ones are fun. So, all different types of very intricate pieces of either fabricated or carved or engraved, filigree. The tables and the data that are in this book are gold and silver, but mostly gold. Like, it's gold, Jerry. Let's see. They have wire twisting, requisite, how to anneal, how to pull, whole section on filigree, whole section on chainmail and chains. Just this is by far my favorite book. I think it's phenomenal. I routinely come back to this book to look for a technique, to look for an idea. Yeah, just absolutely great. I think it's still in print. If not, you're able to find it used on eBay or Amazon. Whenever I go out of town, I always look for bookstores, see if I can find something I don't have. Let's see. Specifically, it goes into linear metal removal. Let's just flip through a couple pages here. How to use a lathe on with wax. Different bezels and bezel types. So basically, if you need some sort of information about metalsmithing, this book has it. And if it doesn't have it, it probably still has it. There are some color pictures here. See some color. Everybody loves pictures. So, very, very wide range of information, and the depth of the information that is available is extremely decent. This book is worth the purchase. I think it can be close to $50 or $100. I don't think I have a link to purchase it because I'm not entirely certain it's still in print. But ear piercing, all that kind of fun stuff. So what I recommend doing, if you want to know more information about this book, please contact me. I don't mind sharing a little bit of information on it if you're still unsure about that's something that you maybe want to invest in. But like I said, if you're traveling around when COVID is over, when you're traveling around and you go into a bookstore, that's the one thing that I do. I'll look in the art section, I'll look in the DIY section, and look for books to add to my collection that I don't already have. one of, I know I said I was only going to do 3, but I'm going to grab one real quick. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is it? Is that it? No, that's not it. Where did he go? Maybe that's it. I've got too many books. No such thing. Said no one ever. Let's see. Well, I can't find it. So, basically, can't find it. I'll try and find that book for another occasion. But it was great because it was in a plastic sleeve, and it was like a 1960s version of like jewelry trade. And I swear it had never been issued. It was mint condition, and I felt like, you know, a teenager in a comic book shop finding a brand new mint condition X-Men #1 or whatever, you know, they have a lot of my Superman something. But if you are traveling around and you do like books, I recommend doing that. It's absolutely fun to find something that you don't have that is well within your trade and ability to do. So one reason why I try and build a library. If there aren't any other questions, I will see you guys tomorrow with Nancy L.T. Hamilton, and we'll have some fun. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you soon.